Good morning, everybody. For our first video, we're going to have a look at how to build your own React.js boilerplate, so that you have a structure that you can reuse whenever you start a new project. So I'm going to start from scratch. As you can see, I do have an empty folder here. Already have the browser open, so we can test that in a little bit. And yeah, really what you need to get started is Node.js. So if you don't have that installed, you can simply go to nodejs.org and download any version, basically matching your operating system. Okay, so let's get started. Going to our folder, I have a terminal open here that is in VS Code, as you can see, and I'm just gonna initiate a new project with npm init, and I'm just gonna go through that. Very good. Okay, there we go. We have a package JSON, and then what we need, since we want to build a React.js starter boilerplate, we are gonna need React. So I'm gonna install React and React DOM. There we go. And there we go. All right, that is installed. We have it in our node modules. And then what else do we need? So we're gonna need a bundler to bundle up our JavaScript files, because the browser doesn't support, well, as of now, it doesn't really support multiple modules in one app. And then we're also going to need an HTML file that the browser can load. We're going to also have a look at that. And finally, I'm going to add some styling as well. There's two options, more on that later. So yeah, let's start with our HTML file. So I'm just gonna, create a simple folder structure and put the HTML file in here. There we go. My React starter template. There we go. And then, yeah, what else we need? We need an index.js, so we can actually create a new React app and then load that into the HTML file. So here we are going to load the index.js, and then maybe as a first step, we're just going to console log something and see, once we load that, if it works. Okay, so now, as I said, we need a bundler, and I am going to use Parcel. So Parcel bundler, there we go. And they're currently transitioning from version 1 to version 2. So version 2 is still in beta, I think. But nevertheless, you can also use version 1 if you want to. But I'm just going to use version 2 because I think soon, well, they're in beta for quite a while now, but soon they are going to release version 2, hopefully. So I'm going to install this time as a dev dependency. Parcel at next. This just means like the newest build, basically. You can also specify the beta version if you want, or as I said, you can install the version 1. You would do Parcel bundler, but the rest should be fairly similar. There's one caveat I'm going to talk about later. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Then while that is installing, I'm going to create a new script to start that bundler. Okay, let's see. Parcel serve and then source index HTML. And let's see if that works. Let me just verify if that is the correct installation, but I'm pretty sure. Yep, that was correct. Okay, and then we can just run dev. Okay, and we should get the development server. Yeah, Parcel comes with a development server. So as an alternative, you could also use Webpack. I think Parcel and Webpack are the two main bundlers that you can use at the moment. Maybe I'm missing one or two, I don't know. But yeah, these are the main ones. I like Parcel because it doesn't require you to have a whole bunch of configuration, and you can just get going with most of what you want to do. Okay, let's open up this URL. Let's see. And we have the correct title, and then we also have our console log. So that's working fine, perfect. And then next up, we are gonna have a really simple React component to set up the structure. And then once we have that, that is pretty much complete. Well, apart from the styling and actual content. But let's see. Okay, so we're gonna create a application folder. Well, that's how I like to do it. Maybe in the future I'm going to create a guide on how to structure your React app. But yeah, I like to have one index.js, which does nothing else than rendering. We're going to see that in a second. And then actually what I like to do is put the actual content of the app into application and then some more folders. But yeah. So here I'm gonna have a React component, right? Pretty simple, and then maybe just some heading. Hello from the React.js starter template. There we go. Okay, and then let's get that into our HTML file through this index.js, as I said. So I'm gonna import the application from application. Remember, you don't need to put the /index.js, because once you give it a folder name, it's going to look for an index.js or JSX in this case. All right, and then we also want React and React DOM, so we can use that. So what we're going to do is React DOM dot render. Now I forgot one step, which is to put a div into our HTML so we can actually load the React components inside, or our component inside there. So I'm just going to call that app, and then yeah, we can say app container is document get element by ID and app. So we can console log that, but I'm pretty certain that it's going to work. And then let's see. I always mix up the order, but yeah, seems like I got the correct order. So first you plug in your component, and then the container that you want to render that in. And as you can see here on the left side in the browser, we already got the result. So that is working perfectly fine. Very nice. And well, you could say we're done, but we're gonna have a look at some other things in just a bit. One thing that I want to mention is that Parcel, well, at least Parcel version 2 comes with hot module replacement. What that means is, if we, let's say, we add some new stuff here, right? It's gonna inject that into our page without reloading the page. So the development experience becomes really nice, because you don't, especially when the app grows a little bit bigger, you're not gonna have all these reloads, and then your requests are gonna be triggered again to the backend and all that stuff, right? Or maybe you're navigated to a specific screen, you just want to change the color or whatnot, and then you don't have to start over again. So yeah, similar here. We can add a color. Let's just put a nice red. And as you can see, it didn't reload, but it updated the component. So there is that. Yeah, well, keeping it with the styling, this well, if you're lazy, you can use this way of styling, but that's probably not how you want to do that in general. So there's there's two approaches how you can do styling. One is through classic CSS that you probably know. The other one is CSS and JS. And I'm a big fan of styled components. That's a library. Yeah, you can check it out, styledcomponents.com. But yeah, I'm going to show that in a bit as well. So yeah, let's just see how we can implement that. So let's say we want to go the CSS way, and then we just simply create a CSS file, and then let's say, well, common things to do is that border box this way, and then this, and then just to test if it works, we're gonna have our H1 that we have there in color green. Okay, there we go. And then these files are currently separate, so the only thing that you need to do is import that file, right? The CSS file. And then if we reload, well, for the first time, if there's new files, probably you have to reload. You're gonna find that out when hot module replacement works and when it doesn't work. But in this case, new file, we quickly have to reload, and then our style is there. But after that, it should update automatically. So as you can see, I changed the color. Sorry, I changed the color, and without reloading the page, it updates it in there. Yeah, so for the CSS route, this is the way to go. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Now let's have a look at how to do that with the styled components way. So for that, I'm going to install styled components. There we go. All right. And then similarly, well, let's maybe create global styles. So doing the same thing that we just did before with the margin reset and the box sizing. So global style maybe, and then we're gonna have, there's a helper function, create global style, I think it's called, from styled components. Sorry, there we go. And then we're gonna create style. Let's see. Oops. There we go. And then we can put the same thing in here. So box sizing, border box, and then margin 0. And then we render that. So we're exporting that as default, and then we're rendering that as a normal component, right? So import global style from, global style. There we go. And then I'm gonna create a fragment and render the global style. There we go. All right. Okay, gonna restart the server. All right, perfect. It worked. Well, maybe you don't see that much, but the margin disappeared. Yeah, how we can use style components is like so. I'm not gonna go into too much detail here because yeah, maybe that's too much for this video. But yeah, you can just read up on their website, or maybe in the future I'm gonna work on that and show you how that works. So just quick example, let's create the styled heading, and then we can have the color green again if we want to. And then this is gonna be a component as well. And as you can see, as you can see, the color is now green. Perfect. Very, very nice. Okay, what else do we have? Yeah, maybe one more thing. that we're gonna have to look at. Well, you could say that this right now is done. You can use that whenever you start a new project, and you didn't have to go the create React app route, right? So you can do everything as you want it to be. You don't have these ESLint warnings every time. Well, we didn't set up ESLint at the moment, that's true, but still, like, this is custom to your taste, and I prefer that. But yeah, one more thing, as I said, there's a little caveat with the Parcel Bundler version 2, which is how you actually load images or assets. Oops, nope. So let's create an asset folder, assets, and then maybe, yeah, let me just drop something there. So we're gonna have maybe a flower. There we go. Real nice flower. Okay, so in here, let us have an image and then import our flower. Assets and then flower. There we go. And then put that in here. Now, with Parcel version 2, with Parcel version 1, and also probably Webpack, you're not going to have any problems. But with Parcel version 2, there's going to be an error that it cannot be found. Now, this is because with version 2, you're going to have to prefix your assets with this URL colon thing. Right, let's try that again and see if it works, and now it works perfect. I personally don't like that too much, so there's a way to turn that off and just have it like so, like you're used to it. Maybe, well, I'm used to it like that, and that is to create configuration. What is that called? Parcel RC. Oops. Parcel. Let me just Parcel.js. Let me just quickly look that up. And there we go. And yeah, it's called Parcel RC. Okay, and then yeah, this is actually exactly what we want. So with this snippet of code, Parcel knows that it should load assets without the URL prefix. So let's see if that worked. npm run dev again. Okay, and our image is still here. Perfect. So that worked very well. Let me just create a styling for that. Okay, because I don't like it if it overflows on the right side. Okay, there we go. Now, final thing, maybe if you want to save that, I mean, you can save that just on your computer and copy and paste that if you want, but then you're going to copy and paste the node modules and so on. So probably what you want to do is have a Git repository, and then you can upload that to GitHub or whatever provider you use, Git provider. Okay, thank you. Is it gonna come again? No. Okay, and then gonna create a Git ignorer, and what we're gonna put in there is the parcel cache, right? So this folder, this is just to speed up the parcel building time, right? Bundling time. And then the dist folder, maybe we can have a look at that in a bit. And then node modules as well. And I think that is it. Yeah, so the dist folder is your bundled files. Now, you don't want to upload that. So this is just for development, right? So once you're ready to upload your file, or well, your app to whatever provider you use, your hosting provider, right? It can be S3, can be maybe Heroku, or whatever it is, right? So then what you want to do is have another command, which is, maybe we call that build, right? And I think the only difference is not to serve it. So this starts the development server, but rather you want to build it. So you can call that now, or you can run it now, npm run build, and then let's see. Let's see if that is it. Okay, perfect. So yeah, now it built it. As you can see, there's no development server, and it seems like Parcel put this out into our root directory. So maybe we don't want to have that here. Let's just quickly check what the option for that is. I think it's just output or something. Let's see. Let me try. Build, maybe something like, I'm just gonna delete this stuff again. Okay, there we go. I think that should be it. And then hopefully it's gonna create a new folder called build, like our dist folder. You can also use a dist folder if you want. Let's try that. Let's try it like that. Still not the correct dist here. Okay. Well. Let's see. Yep. Well, seems like this is not working as expected. Let's try it one more time. Nope. Let's see. Okay, well, that was a little bit of a strange thing. Not sure what the reason for that is, but seems like the output directory of the app will be determined by this part. Yeah, don't ask me why. I find it kind of strange, but that is how it is. All right. I think, well, okay, maybe this one you also want to don't want to upload that to your GitHub, right? But rather just to your hosting provider. There's more involved into in that, so it really depends on your setup that you have. But just know how you can change that. But yeah, overall, I think this is how you would set up a React app. It should be fairly easy. Let me know if you have any questions or how you found this walkthrough. All right, see you in the next one.